You know what'll get you out of that? So there was one member of Shawn Mendes' team who was like, listen, Shawn, we all think we know what we want. Mm-hmm. We think we want peace and quiet. But you know what we actually want? The hordes of screaming, ticket-holding fans. That's what we really want. We could all say that we want the love of a friend or a family member. But you know what we really want? We want to hear the merch numbers at the end of the night. How many of those girls bought hoodies? That's what we really need. Like, there's one scumbag on Mendes. See, I don't have a team. I have one agent who weighs as much as a team. But Shawn Mendes has an actual team of people who advise him. But good for him. I mean, God bless. Raycon is the company. Raycon's everyday earbuds look, feel, and sound better than ever. With optimized gel tips for the perfect in-ear fit, these earbuds are so comfortable and they will not budge. Trust me, they stay in. Have you ever done these Raycon earbuds? They're great. They're better. They are so much cheaper than the other name brand earbuds. Trust me. They offer 3 sound profiles to match what you're listening to, plus noise isolation and awareness mode, so you can choose to be immersed in sound or to be able to hear your surroundings. Like when you're jogging, you want to hear the surround because the car comes and Raycons give you 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life. Then when you need to charge, it's super easy. You can even do it wirelessly, and this is a huge selling point with Raycons. You get the same quality audio as the other premium audio brands, but at half the price. Yes, really. But that doesn't mean they won't last. I've seen people talking about their Raycons falling 3 stories, getting lost in the rain and snowstorms, and still working after it. It's no wonder Raycons everyday earbuds have over 49,000 5-star reviews. Buy the Raycons. Check out Raycon's wireless earbuds. My guess is that you're going to want to leave them for a 5-star review. Go to buyraycon.com/Tim today to get your 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/Tim to score 15% off. Buyraycon.com/Tim. Everybody right now is dealing with all kinds of stress, and the way to handle it is BetterHelp Online Therapy. I'm telling you, it is a great way to support a healthy brain, okay? How we care for our minds affects how we experience life. So it's important to invest time and care into keeping ourselves healthy. BetterHelp is online therapy. It offers video, phone, and even live chat-only therapy sessions. So if you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to, it's so much more affordable than in-person therapy. You can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Our listeners are getting 10% off their first month. Is that true?
Yeah, they get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/TimD.
That's betterhelp.com/TimD. I mean, that seems unbelievable.
I used it myself.
Do you believe that?
Yeah, I used it. I signed up. I got the
And what do you tell them? My boss is horrible. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com. That's betterhelp.com/TimD. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. You'll never regret what you do for your mental health. This is something that's always been said and I've agreed with. You got to go into the world already. And readiness is important. What do they say about luck? It's preparation and you're ready. The point is that you got to be on your tippy toes, or on the tips of your... And that's what happens when you get therapy online. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/TimD. That's betterhelp.com/TimD. Gavin Newsom is thinking of running for the president of the United States. He is the one of the most hated politicians from the most hated state in the union. Gavin Newsom has now released an ad that says that he is going to try or planning potentially to be a contender. And, Biden's senile and a corpse. Kamala's incredibly unpopular. Hillary, too old, unpopular. There aren't many options for the Democrats, right? The Republicans have DeSantis, seemingly, maybe Trump, probably DeSantis. Gavin Newsom definitely seems to be... Now, the original version of this ad, by the way, and which is good, which is why they had drag queens twerking and then 8-year-olds just making it rain on them. Was the original version of the ad. And they had it in, it was set right on the Universal lot. We're proud of that in California, Universal Studios. And it's just 8-9-year-olds just making it rain on the drag queens, and the drag queens are just twerking with their G-strings up. And then Gavin Newsom stands in the middle and he goes, "You're going to pay for gas, bitch." And then all the drag queens go, "Yes, daddy." And then they start whipping him with a leather thing. And then it says, Gavin Newsom, "Hey, America, how about this?" And it's just a question mark. Was the original ad. They ran that in focus groups. Now, people got really testy about that. Gavin Newsom didn't understand why. He said it was a drag queen birthday party. What's the big deal? It was a normal California drag birthday party, and with some leather daddy BDSM climate content, appropriate climate content, where, you know, because Gavin says, listen, the reality of the situation is, you know, and it's like we're saving the planet. And I'm not even kidding. Like, the original slogan that they were testing again, and I'm not, folks. People get so mad at me when I report the news. I barely give opinions on these things. Gavin Newsom's campaign ad, the slogan that they were testing was, "We're going to save the planet for child drag queens." And it was just children in drag. And Gavin Newsom goes, "This is the future." Mm-hmm. Now, that slogan did horribly when it was tested. So now they have this where he's standing in a yard that's meant to look like, by the way, landscaping on this yard, now that I know, you're looking at around 20 to 30K just on the landscaping around. But he's trying to appeal to people and seem like he's Gavin Newsom, as the great Ray Kump and me have said many times, is an effete wine merchant. What that means is that he has a estate in Northern California where he wanders around in a robe and drinks like Barolo, drinking red wine. He's never been to Los Angeles. He doesn't know what it is because, in his words, Latinos are confusing. He goes, "Not good or bad, but I don't know who's who." This is what he said to his wife. Now, which, by the way, he was married to that Kimberly Guilfoyle Newsom, who's now married to Donald Trump Jr.
That's right.
Because one thing she likes is authentic connections. She's in it for love. Kimberly Guilfoyle Newsom, first wife. And so was he. He wanted that big-titted monster, too. So, see, he's not. How do you let him off, right? He knew what was going on. So Gavin Newsom now is... what they're doing now in California is, if you have a birthday party for your children, there have to be drag queens there. That is a requirement in California. At least one drag queen at the party. It's a requirement. Let's play it. Now, of course, we're kidding around here. I don't think that's a law yet. Keep the kids out of the bars. I've said it before. Gay people should be more vocal on this. It shouldn't only be like right-wing Christian types that say this. It is incredibly inappropriate for any children to be throwing money at a drag queen or a stripper, or children stripping themselves. Children should be left alone to figure out who they are. And that's the position of sane people, okay? Except in the state of California, because kids in the state of California are advanced. So if they want to twerk on their birthday, they should be allowed to. There's a lot of kids that go to their parents and say, "Listen, I want this to be a 70s style bathhouse for my birthday. Can I do bathhouse theme?" And the parents have to, and the parents are straight, of course, but they are, you know, they have virtue. So they go, "Well," and they talk about it. They go, "Hey, Mike, yeah, we're going to do pizza party, but, you know, some of the kids they have gluten and sensitivities, so that's going to be tough. So our son Mike wants to do 70s bathhouse theme," which, you know, would mean that all the kids and the parents, rent out like a bathhouse, and everybody goes in and like simulate the conditions of an orgy, but not have them. But like show people that it's like okay and fun. So they want to do bathhouse and like glory holes, but the cupcakes go through. This is so this is what I mean. It's like, let the kids figure out who they are. There's zero reason for a kid to really be in a bar. I used to watch my father play music in a bar. My family would bring me in, and I'd stand there and watch that ne'er-do-well strum a guitar. And he was very good at it, and he used to play with this guy, Gary, and Gary was on the, the keyboards, the synth, and my father was on the guitar, and I was like a young kid, and I'd go watch him play music instead of raise me. And it was bad for me. It's actually bad for me. I shouldn't have been there. So I just think kids should be left alone. And it's handing Christian Looney Tunes an issue. It's going, here you go. Here's your issue. If you want freedom, if you want, women to be able to have abortions during a reasonable window, if you want people to be able to marry who they want, if you want society to kind of progress in a way that doesn't completely abandon morality and judgment, you cannot have children. And I don't know who is doing this. Who is doing this? Now, certain things are okay. Certain kids, my friend is doing it, her daughter, they're doing Dykes on Bikes for the kids, where all the kids are going to get on motorcycles with lesbians and ride out into the desert. That's